Hi everyone, and welcome to Paper Pumpkin Week here on Creative Chelsea. Today I'm excited to share with you my fifth and last alternative card using the October 2023 Paper Pumpkin Kit called Home for the Holidays. This beautiful kit creates 8 handmade cards. There are enough supplies to make 4 of 2 cards. Each month I take the contents from the Paper Pumpkin kits and make alternative projects. Today I'm sharing with you a fun shaker card idea. I know we all love shaker cards. And I'm using up the last pieces that I have left over from one set of cards. If you are new to my channel and want to see more of my videos, click on the subscribe button in the bottom right corner. I would love to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and help you with any of your paper crafting needs. To purchase any of the products you see me use today, please visit my online store and the link is below in the description. To begin, let's go ahead and start by creating the frame for the shaker element. So I have a piece of early espresso cardstock, and you can get the dimensions for it below in the description. And to create the frame, I want a 1/4 of an inch frame. So I'm going to take the edge, line it up with the 1/4 of an inch marking, begin your cutting blade in the center of your cardstock, and then cut up to 1/4 of an inch and down to 1/4 of an inch before the edge of your paper. So you can see here that the blade stopped and created a cut to about 1/4 of an inch from each edge. And you're just going to repeat this step all the way around your piece of cardstock until you get your frame. So when you come up to the top, it's going to connect with the previous cut line. Just like that. And then it will come out. If by chance there's some areas where it didn't go all the way through, you can just take a pair of paper snips or scissors or an X-Acto knife and just clip it right there in the corner to release that little bit of cardstock that's still there. All right, so let's move on to the second step of your shaker element. So we're going to need to add a piece of window sheet to the back of our frame. And this is so that we can see the little pieces moving around. So on the back of your frame, go ahead and add some adhesive. I'm just going to use some tear and tape. This one is actually quite thick, so maybe I'll just use some liquid adhesive. That might be a little bit easier, so that doesn't actually show the adhesive. And I'm just going to do a little bit because liquid adhesive will spread and we don't want it to spread outside of our frame. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add that window frame or that clear piece of acetate, whatever you're using, to the back and spread it just like that. Okay, so I forgot that I cut my window sheet a little bit smaller by accident. But I will give you the right dimensions below. Next, we're going to add some adhesive strips. These make creating shaker elements really, really easy. So you just line these up behind your frame, right over your window sheet. When you do add pieces together, make sure that they connect so that there are no gaps, or you might lose some of your shaker elements. Okay, just like that. So fun. So do you see we've got our frame, then our window sheet, and then our adhesive strips. From here, we can go ahead and add whatever elements we want to be moving around in our shaker frame. And I have these subtle shimmer sequins. They're a retired product, but they're really, really similar to the loose silver sequins. You can kind of see them right there. There's kind of a close-up of the 3 different sizes. So I will link to these ones below in the description, but I'm using these subtle shimmer sequins because that's what I have. And I'm just gonna pour, well, I don't know, a lot in there. The more the merrier, right? I'm gonna pick up a couple that came outside of the frame. And there we go. So once I have them in, that's when I'm going to remove my paper from the adhesive strips. Whoops. And you can see that I'm holding it down because I don't want it to flip up and have all those sequins go everywhere. So the backing of my shaker is going to be this beautiful polka dot vellum. This is from the Basics Vellum Pack, and I've been using that all week for my alternatives. And that's just going to go right over the sequins and holds everything in place. Make sure that it connects nicely with all of your adhesive strips all the way around. Okay, and now we've got our shaker. You want to make sure that you don't see anything coming outside of your frame. If you do, you can just take a pair of paper snips and cut it off. Just make sure not to puncture the frame itself or the vellum or anything like that so that your things come out. But it's just a really fun, easy way of making a shaker element. So once you have that, you can add it to your card base. I wanted to just use something really neutral, so I have crumb cake, and I'm going to just do a little adhesive, liquid adhesive, just along the edge of this vellum. So we're hiding all the adhesive behind the frame. If a little bit of it pokes out on the inside, that's probably fine because no one's going to see it with all those beautiful shaker elements going on. So just place that in the center. Like that. So next you're going to grab all the leftover pieces we have. We've got our little houses. This is from the half of kind of the row of houses. And we're going to just fussy cut them out along the bottom here. Okay, so we got our little houses. We're going to add that to the bottom. Do you remember card number 3? If you've been following me, we have these 2 trees here. I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut them out as well. This edge here doesn't quite matter, but it does matter as we move down to the bottom. We're going to hide these behind our tree on the right to kind of help finish off the look. So we don't want just a cut tree hanging out. Okay, so you can see how that looks as a close-up, and then you can see how we can just stick it behind, and now we have a finished image. So add a little glue to that left edge. And we're just going to pop it behind these houses here. Okay. I'm also going to add a dimensional to that seam to hold things in place. And we're going to put a little bit of liquid glue on the back of this tree here, or on this side of the house, not a tree. So a little bit of liquid glue along that edge behind the house. And this is going to go, we're going to kind of try to kind of place it right up or even underneath, if we can, the frame near the bottom. So you can kind of just slide it underneath just a little bit. Okay. It's going to look like that. Once you have it where you want it, at the right angle, you can remove the paper on the dimensional and stick that down just to help hold everything in place. If you want to add another dimensional here on this side, you can. Okay. So that's fun. It's tucked in on the frame and then kind of comes out of the frame on the next side. So for the greeting, I wanted to place it up here in the top right, but I needed something for it to kind of stand out. So kind of like a back piece. So I wanted to cut out this banner. This is from the Nested Essential Dies, and it just has these really great banners. There's 4 of them. They're nested together. I used the second largest, I guess. So if this is the largest, I use the next one. It also has rounded rectangles and then this really fun diamond shape. So you're going to cut that out from some balmy blue, and I'm going to add it with adhesive at the top and a dimensional at the bottom. It's kind of the theme for this card. It's going to sit right in this left, or this right corner, right up against the top edge, like that. We're also going to tuck in the last little die cut of trees. This is the double tree die cut, and I'm just going to kind of pop it underneath here if I can. Just back there, just to give it a little more depth. You can pop it on with a dimensional. And it's just going to sit kind of near the banner, above the trees, or above the rooftops. And then if you really want to get some fun dimension, you can pop one more dimensional on underneath all of this. There we go. Underneath this house here. And that's just going to give it some really fun dimensions. You've got a house, a tree, all of that beautiful images on your card. All right, so let's go ahead and do our greeting next. So for that, you're going to take your extra early espresso. This is what was from the center of your frame. And you're going to add a little bit of embossing buddy. You need to add it over most of that cardstock. So then you're going to take your greeting, which is the celebrate the wonder and joy of this festive season, and you're going to stamp it twice. And then let's go ahead and add some white embossing powder over the Versamark. And you want to shake it and kind of tap it so it goes different directions, so it can kind of get applied all over. And tap off any excess. And then you're going to heat this up with a heat tool until it's shiny. So it's going to look something like this. If you can still see some of your embossing buddy, you do want to kind of rub that off. And I just have a little towel that I keep near me for this purpose. So the reason we did 2 is because when you come down here to fussy cut out your sections, you need to cut into the space that is kind of allotted for the other word. So do you see here how when I cut out the bottom, but now I don't have enough room for the wonder and love, or wonder and joy. So from one, you're going to do the celebrate the festive season, and then from the other, you're going to do wonder and joy. And then you're going to have your pieces like this. Okay, so I've got these strips here, and I also have wonder and joy. So you're going to take the second half of that glimmer paper that we cut from yesterday's, and we're going to attach the wonder and joy to the center of this. And you can use glue dots. That's probably one of the easiest ways to add it here. Place as many as you want on the back of wonder and joy. And then that just goes right in the center. And then you can add this to your card at a slight angle. I think it's really fun to have that little bit of angle. Make sure to just do a little bit of adhesive. Doesn't need to have a lot. And that's just going to go. Think about kind of it being right in the center of your banner, maybe up just a little higher than center. Okay. So about there. And then you're going to cut the pieces. So the celebrate the can stay together. You don't need to necessarily cut that apart. And we're going to add this with a little liquid glue right above in the center. And this is straight, okay? So celebrate the wonder and joy. Then we're going to separate of and this from festive season. Let's do of and this first. That's going to sit really close to the bottom. It's tricky. So right in the center. And then here's our festive season. Okay. And if you have any of your glimmer glue left over, you can add really glimmer anywhere you want. Let's do a little bit of the windows. I don't think I've done that. So we'll just put a little glimmer inside each of the windows. And I might spread it out a little bit with my fingers. And your card is all done. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching me create this fun shaker card. If you're interested in getting written instructions or seeing close-up images on how you can create this card, you can visit my blog, creativechelsea.com. Thanks so much for watching. Have a creative day. Bye.